Seremban, the capital city of Negeri Sembilan State, is the nearest major city outside Klang Valley. Located about 70 kilometers southeast of Kuala Lumpur, Seremban experienced development boom due to its proximity with capital city Kuala Lumpur, administrative centre of Putrajaya, and Kuala Lumpur International Airport or KLIA. Lower housing costs, lower cost of living, lower city density and laid-back suburban life caused the expansion of housing areas and industries in Seremban. Despite the growth, train between Kuala Lumpur and Seremban has been operated on a single track on certain sectors instead of the double track since 2015. How was the experience of joining the passengers riding the commuter train from Seremban to Kuala Lumpur? Plus, what are the reasons for the track replacement that caused the delays and reduced frequency of commuter services? Let's take a commuter train in the darkness of early morning and understand of the importance of commuter services between Kuala Lumpur and Seremban. The journey today begins at Seremban station in the early morning. The time is 6:12 am, too early for a morning coffee. Seremban railway station is one of the oldest functioning stations in Malaysia, in operation since 1891. To ride the commuter, the payment is made either by Touch 'n Go card, Visa or Mastercard, Commuter Link card and Kids app. I choose the app because one less card in the bulky wallet. Commuter passengers may use credit and debit cards, so does for KLIA Transit. Rapid KL when. The commute today is between Seremban and KL Central, the major train station for Kuala Lumpur via Batu Caves Pulau Sebang line. The distance is 72 kilometers. Currently, Seremban station is under major renovation, thus only platform 1 is in operation. Even the temporary seats reminds me of the older steel benches that once installed in LRT Ampang Seri Petaling line stations. Starting 18th of April 2026, the frequency reduced to only 5 return trips per day, Seremban to Kuala Lumpur in the morning only and vice versa in the evening. The drastic reduction of trips is due to Klang Valley Double Track or KVDT replacement project that has been ongoing since the year 2015. I talked about a project called KVDT replacement track in the previous video where the track replacement project caused delays and reduced frequency of KTM commuter services. To know more about the history of KTM commuter and why the track need to be replaced that caused the delays and reduced frequencies, the link to watch this video will be appeared above. And for the first time, the link is in the description as well. Easy to find. Let's go. Despite the reduced frequency and longer travel time, there are many passengers waiting for the train in the early morning. The sky is still dark. Kuala Lumpur is about 72 kilometers from Seremban, but the trip will take about 1 hour and 40 minutes. Before the KVDT project, the trip between Kuala Lumpur and Seremban was 1 hour and 20 minutes, which is a little bit slower than past. To understand the current situation of rail services between Kuala Lumpur and Seremban, we need to look into the history of this railway. Seremban station was originally built for the defunct railway between Seremban and Port Dickson, a port in the southwest. Unlike the other railways in British Malaya, the railway was built by Sungai Ujong Railway Company, the first private railway company in the country. The railway was opened in the year 1891. In fact, there will be no other private railway company in the country until 1990, when Star LRT was corporatized in order to build the first rail transit in Kuala Lumpur. Star LRT is the predecessor of Ampang Seri Petaling lines. Why is Star LRT was out of business? You may watch my previous video about this topic and why there's change from Star LRT to become the Rapid KL that everyone knows today. Okay, back to the current time. Today, the old track has been removed from platform number 2, awaiting for its replacement. The train finally arrived in Seremban station at 6:37 am, 6 minutes behind schedule. After the last commuter train leaving Seremban at 7:21 am, only ETS or electric train services serving the route between Seremban and Kuala Lumpur for the rest of the day, of which each ticket is more expensive than commuter plus the seats are limited. At 6:38 am, the doors closed and the train departed at 6:38 am. In the 1898 map, the proposed railway between Seremban and Kajang was marked to connect Seremban with existing railway between Kuala Lumpur and Kajang. Also in 1898 map, Sungai Ujong is separated from the rest of Negeri Sembilan. Sungai Ujong was a state separate from the rest of Negeri Sembilan before being unified in the year 1895. Do you think that power struggle happened in Negeri Sembilan only just being like a new thing happened in the year 2026? People who forgot history will tend to repeat it. Again, the railway between Seremban and Kuala Lumpur was opened in 1903 as part of the rail network of the Federated Malay States Railway or FMSR. After the independence, FMSR changed its name to Malayan Railways, which is today Kereta Api Tanah Melayu or KTM. Arriving at Tiroi, the first station after leaving Seremban. For many years, Tiroi was a relatively quiet station as the station only served a neighbourhood in front of the station, villages and estates in its vicinity. Despite its rurality, Tiroi station existed for so long that Tiroi was marked in a map from 1914. Due to urban sprawl, new townships such as Bandar Ainsdale has rigorously developed nearby, of which makes Tiroi change from a quiet rural halt into a station serving the suburbs. The train travels on a new track, of which the old track has been closed for removal and replacement. Approaching Nilai, a town in northwest Negeri Sembilan. Nilai station was previously named as Sepang Road after Sepang town in neighbouring Selangor. In the year 1933, a map issued with the name Nilai has appeared, but the name Sepang Road was kept in use for quite a while. Arriving at Batang Benar station at 7:06 am. Trains carrying new railway sleepers and aggregates as ballast parked by the station, awaiting for the task for the day. After Batang Benar, the railway next to the operating railway disappeared. Where did it go? The old track has been removed and the foundation has been repaved for the new tracks. It is not only tracks that need to be replaced, drainage systems are being rebuilt as well because the sector between Batang Benar and Bangi is prone to flooding. To understand the current situation of why the double track railway need to be replaced, we need to look into the time where railway was electrified back in the 1990s. Electric commuter services, which is commuter, has been operated since 1995 with two original lines, Rawang Seremban Line and Sentul Port Klang Line. The route was gradually extended further to Batu Caves, Pulau Sebang and Tanjung Balip. On December 2015, the northern half of each of the commuter lines were switched as Batu Caves Pulau Sebang Line and Tanjung Malim Port Klang Line. The original Rawang Seremban Line was extended that the route became too distant to function as an efficient commuter line. The journey is so long and no toilet break. After the commuter line's extension, it was found that the safety, smoothness and ride quality of old and new tracks are noticeable. Thus, the old railway track built back in 1995 need to be replaced. I will explain further later. Despite the railway being electrified, little changes happen on its connectivity and most of the stations are simply rebuilt from the older colonial era stations. The best example is the next station, Bangi.
Sila awasi langkah anda. Please mind your step.
Bangi Station is located in Old Bangi Town with limited public transport options with rapid on-demand, e-hailing and taxi. Most passengers park the cars and ride the train in Bangi. The station serves nearby townships of Bangi Avenue, Seri Putra, Bukit Mahkota and Bandar Baru Lembah Selatan or Southville City. Interestingly, Bandar Baru Bangi, which is the new township for Bangi, is nearer to Kajang Station than Bangi Station. After Bangi, new tracks is freshly laid and waiting for the aggregates to be put as ballast. But the next question is, why does the old track need to be replaced and why the replacement is now? It was later found that when the original commuter project was completed, there are numerous issues that caused the train to slow down, delayed or even derail. The ballast is not thick enough and the drainage issues cause flooding and weaken the track foundation. According to the internal presentation from KTMB, all rail use BSATA, which according to their own presentation, inferior track standard. The reason is that BSATA rail is the same type used by British colonials in the early 20th century and it was cheap to buy and install. Therefore, the entire track, the old track will be taken out, old foundation dug out, new ballast put and the new track laid down. The project known as Klang Valley Double Track or KVDT Replacement Project. After UKM, the train is filled with passengers heading towards Kuala Lumpur. The aggregates almost buried the new tracks, but the track is not ready for use yet as the railway ballast compactor machine need to run over the track and compact the aggregates first. Nearing Kajang, the new track ends and the remaining section between here and Kajang is awaiting for the reconstruction of the foundation. When the train passing through the construction area, all workers stop working and machining stop as well as safety precautions. The grey pillars means that the train has arrived at Kajang Station, the terminus of MRT Kajang Line. I'll talk about MRT Kajang in the the video is still in the making, not completed yet. In the near future, perhaps this video is so long and time consuming to make.
Station sambungan ke MRT. Station Kajang. Connecting station to MRT Kajang Station.
A number of passengers disembark at Kajang to take MRT Kajang Line to their destinations. Not only MRT is more reliable with peak hours frequencies of 4 minutes, Malaysians can use My50 for monthly unlimited rides in MRT. A scheme that is not covered by commuter as both commuter and MRT have different owners and operators. The travel time with commuter between Kajang and KL Central is 45 minutes. As a comparison, taking MRT Kajang Line between Kajang and Museum Negara, which is the nearest station with KL Central, is 1 hour and 1 minute, 61 minutes. Despite 16 minutes faster, it is rare to see people switch from MRT to commuter at Kajang Station due to reduced train frequencies and delays. You will be lucky if your commuter train arrives on... Hey, wait for me! Crossing Langat River, the train is heading towards Serdang. New tracks has been laid awaiting for the ballast. Unlike the track between Seremban and Kajang, the train travels on the old track in this sector. KVDT project was started in the year 2015 and the whole project should be completed by 2022. However, it is a kind of rare case that a project, especially a mega project, can be delivered on time, including KVDT. Nobody believes it will be completed in the year 2022. Between 2018 and 2022, the government was changed thrice. Global shutdown caused supply issues, and interestingly, project was retendered from the old contractor to the new contractor, which is the same contractor by the way. The method of track replacement under live wire with electricity above the head makes the track reconstruction a challenge of its own. After leaving Serdang, hi there KLIA Transit. Zoom. After leaving Serdang, the track replacement is ongoing with new rails put aside for installation. Initially, the track was closed by segment which caused delays. Between 20th of January 2025 and till the 1st of January 2026, the whole segment between Port Klang Junction near KL Central to Port Klang has been shut down except for limited commuter rush hour services and cargo trains. It was a huge inconvenience, but it is undeniable that the shutdown makes the project progress faster than before. Since 18th of April 2026, track shutdown between Salak Selatan and Seremban caused the daily commuter trip between Seremban and KL Central reduced to just 5 trips. In comparison, there was 51 daily trips between KL Central and Seremban in the year 2015. In the year 2015, 11 years ago, near Sungai Besi, commuter runs near with another MRT line. It is MRT Putrajaya line. The line did not intersect with any commuter Batu Caves Pulau Sabang station south of Kuala Lumpur. The only connection between this line is at Kampung Batu, north of Kuala Lumpur, still far ahead. Lines of express buses means that the train is nearing Bandar Tasik Selatan. Bandar Tasik Selatan, or commonly known as BTS, is the connecting station with KLIA Transit, LRT Sri Petaling Line and Terminal Bersepadu Selatan or TBS. BTS and TBS are two different things, but in normal conversation, the term often used interchangeably. BTS make the smooth between the transfer and express bus services faster and smooth like butter. The train is less crowded compared to the crowd before Kajang station. The reason is that there are alternatives to commuter between Kajang and KL Central such as MRT Kajang Line, LRT Seri Petaling Line and KLIA Transit. Between Seremban and Kajang, there is no other rail alternative. Reaching Salak Selatan Station, the railway track replacement between here and Sentul has been completed in the year 2023. The track between Sentul, KL Central and Salak Selatan has been fully upgraded in the year 2023. New tracks. Meanwhile, the current track replacement works are happening between Salak Selatan, which is here, and Seremban with the distance of 67 kilometers. Arriving at Seputih station, I did not see anyone disembark here despite its location is in the middle of Kuala Lumpur. Due to Malaysian urban planning that prioritise cars and highways over rail and buses, Seputih station is an awkwardly located between a busy highway and low density neighbourhood, which is not really a pleasant place to walk around. Less than 500 meters away is an opposite case. Mid Valley is in an infill station built to serve Mid Valley City, a mixed-purpose development popular for its malls like Mid Valley Mega Mall and the Gardens Mall. Due to the malls and offices, a lot of people disembark here. Crossing Klang River with a colonial-era bridge that is not replaced in the KVDT project. Even if the bridge is replaced, the train need to slow down as the train is reaching Port Klang Junction then KL Central. Yeah, need to slow down. Arriving at KL Central at 8:15 AM, 3 minutes late than the schedule. Let's exit. Hey, this gate is playing with me. Well, it is time to go to the office and become an example salaryman. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video. Oh, wait for a minute. The video is not over yet because the morning trip is only half the trip and another one is the commute back to Seremban. Hooray! The working time has finished. It is time to go to Seremban. According to the latest timetable, the last train is 7:21 PM. But there is no way that someone can go out to have dinner with friends and take commuter home to Seremban. The last ETS train to Seremban is at 10:16 PM, but who is willing to pay double the price for a ticket with similar travel time, and the ticket is often sold out? There is a little time to waste, and let's go to the platform straight away. Already people are waiting for the train despite that the train will arrive in 15 minutes. The train arrives at KL Central at 6:05 PM. This time there are more people in the train than the trip in the morning. The trip is accompanied by a broken window. You cannot see what is outside. A trip from KL Central to Seremban used to be 1 hour and 10 minutes in the year 2015, but lengthened to 1 hour and 40 minutes when KVDT project commenced. As a result, the number of average daily passengers dwindled from 96,809 passengers in the year 2015 to 30,500 in the year 2035, and between January and March 2026, only 30,326 daily passengers in the whole commuter Klang Valley network. Longer travel time and fewer frequencies mean reduced number of passengers. In turn, reduced number of passengers means less revenue, thus longer waiting time before the broken windows can be replaced. It is not cheap. Arriving at Seremban at 7:57 PM on time. The train continued its journey southward towards Pulau Sebang, the end of the line. Well, it is already dark outside, I'm hungry, it is time to find a dinner to end this tiring day. For tomorrow morning, for the commuters between Seremban and Kuala Lumpur, from dark morning to dark evening, this cycle repeats. If you like to take commuter train between Kuala Lumpur and Seremban, the current KVDT project caused the frequency of the train to be limited. The train between Seremban and Kuala Lumpur runs only in the morning, while return trip from Kuala Lumpur to Seremban only runs in the evening. As an alternative for the non-commuters, there is ETS service between KL Central and Seremban for the whole day. But bear in mind that the ETS train need reservation with seats, which is more expensive than commuter and often sold out for weekends and public holidays. There are express buses between TBS and Seremban, but bus often stuck in rush hour congestion. That the reason why people are willing to take the early morning commuter train. Reference list in the form of article is in the description for your further reference. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new about the long commute between Kuala Lumpur and Seremban and why the KVDT project is needed and causing the reduced train frequency. Thank you so much for watching again and see you in the next video.